I'm standing here in front of you today in the hope that you will see the importance of becoming an organ donor. I would like to have you join with me in adding our name to the list. I want to start out with a quote by someone that was actually an unknown author. It is actually listed on Pinterest if you ever want to look it up for yourselves. It says, "Without an organ donor, there is no story, there is no hope, there's no transplant. But when there is an organ donor, life springs from death, sorrow turns to hope, and terrible loss becomes a gift." Most people wonder what it takes to become a donor. There is actually no set age. People in their 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way up actually will join the list. The most known donor that was acknowledged on organdonor.gov was a 92-year-old man actually saved a 69-year-old woman. And I found that the age range was amazing to see that, because that's almost like giving her a second life. Another thing I want to discuss with you is that unfortunately organ donors there's not enough of them in reference to the list that is created at this point in time. I just want you to know that there's 2 out of 3 people on the list are 50 years or older, and above 2,000 are actually children of the age of 18 and under. The remaining amount that you would see or hear about is actually of the minority youth. I just want you guys to know too that it wouldn't be giving yourself up to a total stranger. You're actually going to keep them alive, yes, but at the same time that person is keeping a part of you alive. I actually went right to the source of need. I didn't at first know a lot about talking about organ donors until I had spoken to my husband. And at organdonor.gov, I actually found it intriguing and truthful that there's a ton of facts at the heart of the problem. It says on the national transplant list that's calculated, a substantial amount of need is at 113,000 people right now. As of 2018, there was only 36,528 transplants. This was the most updated record that I could actually find. A concern that most have no idea about is that according to organdonor.gov, only 3 out of 1,000 people can actually be used. It all depends on, and in no way am I trying to make it offensive, but it does depend on how you pass away. In some cases, unfortunately, the bodies can't be used depending on the incident. Organdonor.gov also shared that the truth of the matter is that 20 people a day are dying from waiting on that transplant list. Statistics on organ donor reveal that according to polls, there's 95% of America that actually chose organ donors. They felt that it was important and that they were going to sign up. The sad part of that is there's only 58% that are on that list right now. We can fix this, and it's true, but let's fix it together. Let's meet that 95% support. There's main reasons that people I found on organdonor.gov as well are concerned with, and unfortunately it was something that I found I didn't know I was scared of, but I am. The first main reason that they discuss, and I want to talk to you about, is the fact that many feel that it's against their family wishes. So the first thing I'm going to ask of you is talk to your family, let them know your wishes. It's a hard subject, but at least down the road you'll know exactly what that person wants. It's okay to talk to your family physicians, and it's okay to, make sure that everybody knows and is on the same page about what that person wants, no matter how hard it is to talk about. And I want you to know too that you're not alone. I personally am not an organ donor as of now, but I will be doing so shortly, in the facts that because of the research I've done and because of the family members that I've talked to that have already become organ donors, I've chose to become one. I no longer have the fear. So I'm hoping that with leaving this room, none of you will fear it and you'll want to become an organ donor if you're not already one. The other reason is people are actually scared that you could pass away on and still be somewhat alive. It's kind of a scary thought, yes, but I can tell you through research that they do multiple testing. They go through a line of, it takes days. It's not going to happen right away. What happens is if a body becomes available, it goes to an OGO, which is somebody that helps to find a person that you could pair with that cadaver. Then you reach out to the family, make sure the family is okay with the cadaver, and you move forward with what's going to happen. One thing that I'd like to share with you in personal experience that gives me the special insight to the idea of the world of organ donation was the fact that my father actually went to a doctor a long time ago and thought he had the flu. Come to find out, he had jaundice in his eyes, which is a yellowing of the eyes. He was sent to a liver doctor because unfortunately that was red flags for liver problems. And they did multiple testing, and with that testing they found that he was a level 4. Now, I'd say about 2 months later, he was given a beeper, and fortunately he was beeped shortly after. He had 24 hours to get to Strong Hospital. They got the cadaver ready, which is the person that they would be taking the organ donation from, and they were able to do the surgery. And yes, he had to learn how to walk again. He had to learn many simple concepts that you and I do today, but he was given another life. He was able to see his children get married. He was able to see his grandchildren born. So it truly is a blessing. Another loved one that I'd like to share with is my sister. She actually was born with a hole in her heart, and today she has been dealing with valve issues, and she was able to have a surgery recently, and with that surgery she's now living successfully in a healthy life to the best of her benefits. Now, to be honest with you, I don't think that an organ donor, I don't even appreciate the name organ donor. I personally feel that that person's a hero. That person has just lost their life, yes, but that person just saved yours. To me, that's not an organ donor, that's a hero. Because a hero is somebody that saves a life. You know, there's a lot of pieces to it. And it's true that every 10 minutes, a new person's added to the list. We can make this puzzle piece and help create somebody to become whole. I want to enhance lives together with you today. If you ever need more information, there's tons of websites, tons of events that take place that you could check. For instance, you could check your local DMV, you could speak to your family physician. Again, you could ask to speak to your family. And October 10th is actually a specific organ donation enrollment day. It was best said by Terry Edgar that we can help save lives through generous acts of kindness, and I truly believe that we can. I also wanted to ask you to please join me in becoming an organ donor. It means something in more than one way. Our lives mean something. I will leave you with this. Let a donated heart hear life-threatening struggles and congenital defects, valve issues and valve dysfunctions. Let a donated kidney help those with kidney failure and hours of dialysis. Let a donated liver rid liver failure and very sudden complications. Let a lung heal unhealthy, damaged lungs. Let a pancreas take away painful shots and create normal insulin. Let corneas restore vision to the window of life.